Lateral lunge. Now, this exercise really comes down to your sort of flexibility as well. So don't feel discouraged if you have a bit of a hard time with this movement or you don't go as deep as someone else, for example. So when it comes to setup, I'm going to be using a dumbbell. You can also use a kettlebell, it doesn't really matter. Whatever's easy or whatever you have at your disposal. So I'm going to go nice and wide with the stance to begin with. So hip width apart is here. I'm going to take a step, 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 step. And that's sort of the stance you want to begin with. You can go a little bit wider if it feels comfortable. You're then going to hold the weight in front of you, keep it somewhat close to your chest, and you're going to sink to one side. 1, 2, one more, 3. Once you've done one side, we do the other. 1, 2, 3. Now, key things to keep in mind from a postural point of view is you want to make sure that as you're coming down, you don't want to rotate and you don't want to drop the chest. My chest is always forward, facing in front of me where the weight is, and I'm always maintaining my posture. I don't slouch at all. Instead, the movement is really only occurring at the knee, ankle, and mainly at the hip as I sink down. If you watch from the front, you can see how my chest remains again straight in front, and I'm just moving through the hips, the knee, and a little bit through the ankle. In terms of weight distribution of the foot, you want to be pushing through your entire foot. You should feel the exercise predominantly through the hip and the thigh. Make sure that you're moving through the hip and getting that hip back. Some common mistakes people make is they'll sort of just push the knee forward and they'll lean back with the chest. We want to allow for a small hip hinge to get better activation through the hip. Make sure your toes are slightly pointed out as well. This gives room for your knees to track in line with your toes. And aside from that, it's pretty straightforward. Just make sure, again, maintain posture, focus on range of motion, you know, go as low as you feel able. And yeah, just don't go too heavy with it to begin with. And then if you're confident, you can increase the load over time.